People say that fall is a feeling or even a moment, and I would have to agree with that. With fall at our doorstep, I would love it if you came along with me as I bring the vibrant textures and colors from the outdoors indoors. My name is Lizzie Reyes, and I have 7 children, and I live in Utah, and I love to do all things homemaking, cooking, cleaning, organizing, decorating, and everything else that comes in between. If this is your kind of content, I really would love it if you decided to subscribe and stick around here and connect in the comments and build a community with us. Let's go ahead and get started decorating. We are going to start in my kitchen. I do have all of my decorations laid out just so I can get a feel of all the things I have to work with. And I start putting a couple things out here and there that for sure will be in the kitchen, but this decor is going to be split between my kitchen and my living room. So I'm just kind of sorting through it, and then we are going to start placing items where they look most beautiful. Here's an overview of some of the decor that I've been working with this year. A lot of this is thrifted or things I've had for years. My florals, I would say, are a little more recent, but for the most part, I just continue to collect over the years. Not all of these pieces I'm going to be using in this video, but I did pull them out because I wanted to have the options and then see what I felt like this year. As you can see, I have a collection of foliage, and these here, these eucalyptus leaves, are actually from the dollar store. A lot of my foliage picks come from Hobby Lobby. I really love the smell of apple in my house pretty much year round, but especially as a fall scent because cinnamon isn't our favorite, pumpkin and pumpkin spice isn't our favorite. Apple really is what does it for us, or maybe even a leaves type smell. But I'm going to get started in my kitchen here. This is actually a pretty candle, but it doesn't have good throw. And so I like to keep it because it's a little bit aesthetic on the outside, and so it makes me happy. The content in this video was recorded over the course of quite a few days, and the main reason for that is because I recently had my 7th child. He was born on Father's Day. Yes, it's a boy. If you're coming back from previous videos, I hadn't revealed the gender, but it's a little boy, and we named him Ezekiel, and we call him Zeke. He was born on Father's Day at 26 weeks gestation, which is about 6.5 months. And there was some health issues that made that a necessity. And so I had a C-section, and he's been in the NICU ever since then in critical care. And I am going back and forth. And on this day, I had plans changed at the last minute. And so I ended up not finishing this all in one day, and then things got pretty crazy and I just couldn't get back around to it as soon as I had liked. So you will see outfit changes, different things of that nature. It did take me a little longer to record this, but I think it also goes to show that just because you can't get maybe your decorating done all in one day doesn't mean that it can't be done or shouldn't be done. These things still bring joy to me and a way to kind of get my mind off of some of the hard that's going on, to have a creative outlet and make things beautiful and lovely in my home. Zeke isn't my first NICU baby. I've had 4 other preemies, and 3 of those preemies spent some time in the NICU. They were more of what they call growers and feeders. They pretty much were all developed, they just needed to learn how to feed and make sure they're breathing on their own well. With Zeke, it has been a whole world of medical things that I had no idea even existed. He's considered a micro preemie. He was born at 1 pound 7 ounces, and he was 12 inches long. I couldn't even touch him with my bare hands until he was about 3 weeks old. I wasn't even able to hold him for the first time until he was about a week and a half old. He's come such a long way, you guys. He now is around 17 inches long and about 4.5 pounds. And so he looks like a miniature baby now. When he was first born, it was really hard to see him in such a fragile state. It's not a normal thing to see a baby outside of the womb that early. And so he's come a really long way and matured in so many ways, but still has quite the journey and path ahead of him in order to mature enough to take the next steps with breathing. He's still on a ventilator, and he's had a lot of traumatic experiences with extubation and particularly reintubation. And so he has just had a rough go, but he is so strong, you guys, and he's so cute. He's just adorable, and he has the sweetest eyes. He's a little bit feisty or spicy, I guess you could say, but in all the right ways that you'd want a little micro preemie to be. You know, he's a fighter in all the good ways, and very gentle and sweet. He really does love to be held and snuggled in. He's a great helper, I guess you could say, with his ventilator tube. He likes to try and reach at it and pull it out, and so they have to keep his arms super swaddled and tucked in, but he does love to be swaddled, so it all works out. But he is such a cutie. Overall, our family is doing well considering, but I will say that prayers have been the reason for that. The prayers of others for our family, and especially for our little Zeke, are what have carried us through all of this hard. And so that's where I have been for the past few months. I'm sorry that I couldn't get a video up any sooner, but I really am so happy to be doing this video and sharing it with you all finally. But let me know what you guys have been up to down in the comments, and if you've ever had a NICU baby, I would love to hear your child's story, you know, how early they were born, what struggles they had, and how long they were in the NICU, all of those things. I would love to hear them down in the comments. So I don't believe I got anything new for fall this year. Not really. Nothing comes to mind. If I did, it was probably something small, or either like dollar store things, very inexpensive. So I just reused a lot of the things that I've collected over the years. I will say a few tips for really making your home feel like it's decorated for whatever season. It's not necessarily all of those, don't get me wrong, really cute figurine type display items that you might find at Home Goods or the different stores, Target, Walmart. It's going to be certain elements, and ribbon is one of them. So adding ribbon with your theme into your decor is going to help bring little touches that really warm up and bring a special little something to your decor. Another thing is going to be either florals, greenery, or some other type of foliage. And really collecting beautiful ones that will last you is going to be right where it's at. These actually are dollar store ones, but I don't usually find great dollar store foliage or flowers. I get kind of picky with it. I really enjoy Michael's and especially Hobby Lobby. Other things are going to be blankets, pillow covers, like throw pillow covers, different textures that you're bringing in. Otherwise, it can look a little more on the cluttered side, and I had to learn this lesson the hard way. I do have a tendency to want to buy all the cutesy figurine type things because they're just so cute, right? But I've realized that I end up not putting a lot of them out because it just looks too cluttered. There's just too much in the space, and it's not giving you the depth and variety that you're really looking for. And so those are some of my tips for decorating. I did buy a couple new things for Halloween. Let me know if you'd like to do a Halloween haul. I do plan on decorating for Halloween about the last week or so of September so that I can edit and get that video out to you on time. I have really grown to love Halloween in the last, I would say, 4 or 5 years. It's just so fun, and my husband has gotten in on it. He likes to get outdoor decor almost as much as I do, and really creating a fun night on Halloween where we have kids trick-or-treating and we have family over, and simple but yummy comfort warm food, and just a lot of good company sitting out passing out candy, and it's just, I just enjoy it so much. And so we plan on doing that again this year, but in the meantime, I do have another video coming out, and I'm in the works on it. It's almost done, and it's kind of it's not necessarily a weekly reset, but I am showing you how I menu plan. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I cook the things that are on my menu, and we're going to do a grocery haul and all of the things. So stick around for that. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. So I don't know about you, but back to school can sometimes feel like chaos and organization all at the same time. With getting kids back and forth to different places, it can feel much busier, but in other ways, it can feel calmer with them being at school during the day and I can get things organized. But I will say that when I do a menu and plan out lunches for the week and then start to execute lunches the night before, and getting as much done and set up and set out the night before, the smoother my next morning goes, and my kids are much happier taking a home lunch for school. They tend to have upset tummies or they're grossed out by school lunch, and so I really try hard to make sure they have a home lunch. It doesn't always happen, especially with staying late at the hospital at night to see my baby. But let me know if you would like to see a school lunch video where I come up with ideas that aren't necessarily sandwiches for every single meal. And if that would be inspiring for you, maybe motivational to get some new fresh ideas or new fresh motivation, because it takes a lot of work and planning, but it is worth it. And so let me know down in the comments if that interests you or if there's something else. But I would like to hear from you down there. It is my favorite thing to do, is connecting with you guys down there. It helps really make this channel feel real. It is the reason I created a channel, because I wanted to connect with like-minded women out in the world that maybe I wouldn't otherwise have a chance to ever connect with. And so I would love it, again, if you would subscribe, stick around, and I will have another fall decorating video for you. I want to do my porch and I want to do a tablescape for fall. I have some fun things planned for that. So stick around and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.